Hello, welcome, how are you today? Hello, welcome, I'm glad you came my way to smile and share and laugh and care and sing a song or two. Hello, welcome, I'm glad to be with you. Hello, how are you today? I'm so glad you're here with me. I'd like to start out today reading you a story. And this is a story that I've been wanting to read to you for a long time. But only today is it the right time. And I think you'll find out why. This story is called Bear Has a Story to Tell. This was written by Philip Steed and illustrated by Aaron Steed. Here we go. Bear Has a Story to Tell. It was almost winter, and Bear was getting sleepy. But first, Bear had a story to tell. Mouse, would you like to hear a story? Asked Bear with a yawn. I'm sorry, Bear, said Mouse, but it is almost winter and I have many seeds to gather. Bear helped Mouse find seeds on the forest floor. When they had finished, Mouse said, "See you soon," and tunneled underground to wait for spring. Bear took slow, sleepy steps through the forest. Fallen leaves crunched under his feet. "Hello, Duck," said Bear, sitting down to rest his tired legs. "Would you like to hear a story?" "I am sorry, Bear," said Duck, "but it is almost winter and I am getting ready to fly south." "I will miss you, Duck," said Bear. He raised a paw to check the direction of the wind. "I will miss you too," said Duck, and off he flew. The sun was heavy and hung low in the sky. Bear's eyelids were getting heavy too. He counted colors to stay awake. 3 pink clouds, 2 red leaves, 1 green frog. "Hello," said Bear. "Would you like to hear a story?" "I am sorry, Bear," said Frog, "but it is almost winter and I have to find a warm place to sleep." Bear dug a frog-sized hole between 2 evergreens. Then he tucked Frog in under a blanket of leaves and pine needles. "Thank you, Bear," said Frog. "I will see you in the spring." Bear leaned against the old oak tree. He stretched and yawned and scratched at his belly. "I wonder if Mole is awake," he thought. "Mole, are you there?" Mole! Mole was already asleep. Good night, Mole, said Bear with a sigh. The first winter snowflakes began to fall. Many months passed, and the sun returned. It melted the snow and woke the trees. Bear rolled out onto the green grass. It's spring, he said. Now I can tell my story. But first, Bear brought Mouse an acorn. Thank you, Bear, said Mouse. Mouse was hungry after a long winter. Welcome home, Duck, called Bear. You must be tired from your journey. Bear showed Duck a shady mud puddle he'd found. Bear placed Frog in the sunshine till he was warm and awake. Frog opened one eye, then the other. Good morning, said Bear. Bear, Mouse, Duck, and Frog waited all day for Mole to wake up. Finally, Mole poked his nose out into the moonlight. Mole, said Bear, would you like to hear a story? Bear gathered his friends. He sat up straight and cleared his throat. He puffed out his chest, and with all of his friends listening, Bear could not remember his story. It was such a good story, he said, hanging his head. But winter is a very long time for a bear to remember. The friends sat together for a quiet minute. Then Mouse said, maybe your story is about a bear. And Duck said, maybe your story is about the busy time just before winter. I think there should be other characters too, suggested Frog. Like a mole, said Mole, and a mouse, and a duck, and a frog. Bear sat up straight again. He cleared his throat, puffed out his chest, and began his story with, it was almost winter, and Bear was getting sleepy. In this story, we had 5 friends. Bear wanted so much to share something important with his friends. He had to wait and wait till everyone was ready. Well, in some ways, Grandma Kimberly is like that bear. I have had something so important to share with you and with everyone, but not everyone is ready. Some have been asleep or distracted by other things. But because you are here today, listening with an open mind, a warm heart, maybe, just maybe, you are ready for what I get to share with you. Before I go further, let's sing a song. Do you remember I Am Happy? Let's try it together. I am happy, I am happy, yes I am, yes I am. I am fun and cheerful, I am fun and cheerful. Joy, 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 joy. Nice. I want to also tell you about another song that has to do with joy. This song was composed, the music, by a man who lived about 200 years ago, a little bit more. And his name was Ludwig van Beethoven, and he lived far away in Europe. Well, Beethoven grew up with a father and a grandfather who were musicians. And even when he was a very little boy, his father and grandfather saw that he had a lot of music in him, just like we all do. But his was maybe a little bit more ready to come out and be expressed than some of our music. Well, even though Beethoven had a difficult childhood, he had painful things happen in his life. His mom died. His dad wasn't a very happy man, pretty demanding in many ways. But Beethoven still found the music inside, and he was able to compose many songs that a lot of people really enjoyed. One thing that Beethoven enjoyed doing was going for walks in the woods and in the meadows. He loved listening to the birds and pondering on the wind and seeing the flowers. He really enjoyed watching and listening to nature. And many of Beethoven's songs sound like nature sounds. Well, when Beethoven was about 30 years old, he began realizing he couldn't hear as well as he used to. And within not very long, Beethoven was not able to hear at all. But he still had a lot of music inside of him. And with his inner ears, the ears of his real mind, he had this music that he heard that he needed to express. And so he did. He kept writing and writing and writing. Well, the very last symphony, that's a collection of many people playing one song all together on different instruments. Beethoven's last symphony, which is called Symphony No. 9, has as part of it the song that we call Ode to Joy. Now, he wrote this music of this song to go with a poem that someone else had already written. And the poem expresses the joy and the beauty of nature, of the animals, the birds, the wind, the flowers, plants, all working together with such harmony, such balance and peace and joy. Well, even though Beethoven couldn't hear this music that he himself had written, it was so beautiful and it needed to be expressed so that others could enjoy it. So an orchestra was gathered and they practiced, and Beethoven felt from deep within him, I must conduct all the instruments of this orchestra together. I must do that. Even though I can't hear any of the musicians playing, I must do it. No one else could do it like I want to. Some people thought he was really crazy. You can't conduct an orchestra if you can't even hear. But Beethoven knew from deep within him he had to. So, the night of the concert, Beethoven did conduct. And the music was so stirring, so beautiful, that for many in the audience, tears were streaming down their cheeks. They were so filled with joy. When Beethoven was finished and the music was still, one of the members of the orchestra had to walk up to him, tap him, turn him around so that he could see the audience, who were so filled with gratitude for this song. They were clapping, yes, he couldn't hear that. And some of them realized, he can't hear our clapping, but he can see us throw our hats in the air or our scarves. He can see how grateful we are for this song. Now I'd like to let you listen to some of this music. Wasn't that beautiful? Now we are going to learn how to sing it ourselves. And even though there have been many different words, lyrics, that have been written to go with this melody, Grandma Kimberly wrote some, and I would like to sing that for you today. My heart sings with joy this morning. I'm alive and choosing peace. I forgive me, I forgive you. Joy is found in this release. This is a song I like to sing in the mornings. When I open the blinds and I look outside and I hear the birds sing and the sun shining, it's a beautiful day, outside and inside myself. Let's sing this one more time. Are you ready? My heart sings with joy this morning. I'm alive and choosing peace. I forgive me, I forgive you. Joy is found in this release. Nice. Later, we will learn how to play this song on the recorder. Do you remember last time I showed you an eye? And this picture of this eye had a little bit of light coming forth from it. But then I showed you another picture of that same eye when the person was filled with joy, filled with this warm peace and awareness that he was living in a world that was safe. Everything was okay. He had love for everyone and himself. In that second picture, where the eye was filled with joy because the person was feeling joy, lots of light came forth from inside of it. And I told you how that's actually what happens. That we each have light inside of us. And the more we can bring it forth, the more we can feel it and listen to the sweet words of advice and counsel that light is suggesting to us. The more joy we feel, the more light that oozes out of us, and the more helpful we are to everyone else. Well, like Bear, today is the day that I get to share something so important with you. And this is a message that is called the Golden Rule. If you remember, I showed you a ruler, which is the color gold, and I've written on top of it the Golden Rule. Well, I would like to share with you a picture. In this picture, we have the words, "Do unto others as you would have them do unto you." In the English language, this is what we call the Golden Rule. Do you remember I've told you in preparation for today's lesson, I've told you that the Golden Rule is known in every single culture. Every people who have ever lived on planet Earth and anywhere in our whole universe has had buried deep inside this light that reminds every one of us how important this is. This is the message for all of our joy. This is the message for our humanity. But in other cultures, other words are used for this. They might not even call it the Golden Rule. Look at this next picture. Here we have a representative of different symbols from various cultures throughout time, throughout the world. And each of them have written their version, their understanding of this same light inside every one of us, this Golden Rule. The Golden Rule. Blessed is he who prefers his brother before himself. Hurt not others with that which pains yourself. No one of you is a believer until he desires for his brother what he desires for himself. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This is the sum of duty. Do not to others that which, if done to thee, would cause pain. What is hateful to you, do not do to your fellow man. That is the entire law. All the rest is commentary. That nature only is good when it shall not do unto another whatever is not good for its own self. So those are 7 different versions, and there are many more, that different cultures throughout the world have planted within every one of our hearts to help guide us, to help lead us. Now look at this next picture. Here we have the letters D.U.O, a short way to say do unto others. Now the next word is very, very important. Do unto others as. The word as means equal to, the same, in balance. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Can you see in this picture, here I have a balance, like I've shown you my little red plastic balance beam right here. Well, in this picture, I believe this is a good representation of both sides need to be in harmony, in balance. I must treat you as I would have you treat me. In order to do that, I must love myself with all of my heart, with all of my might, my mind, my strength. Then I can love you. I can do unto you. I can care for you. I can speak to you as I would have you speak to, listen to, treat me. But do you remember I've hinted before that there are 3 basic levels to this one rule? What? 3 basic levels? Yes. I'm going to show you a little diagram to help you, I hope, to understand as I share this with you. Here I have a very simple house. My house must be on a foundation. It must be strong. We'll pretend that this is on solid rock, very strong, solid rock. So this house was built on a solid rock. Do you see how tall that is? And on the roof, I will write D.U.O. Do unto others. Now, for my 3 different levels, let's talk about what each one of them are. The first, most basic level of the Golden Rule says, do unto others as I would have them do unto me. And the way to understand it on this first level is, let's say that I really like toy cars and I've been collecting them. So I like cars. And your birthday is coming up. I want to give you something. So I think, again on this first basic level, I like cars. So I will give you a car for your birthday. That is thinking of the other person. What can I do for them? But the perspective is one's own likes, one's own interests. I give you something that I like. Another way of thinking about this first level of the Golden Rule is, if I like something, or if I understand something in a certain way, I expect that you will like it too, or that you will understand it that same way. And if you don't believe what I believe, you must be wrong. This is the Golden Rule that is still in quite a bit of judgment. Even though it thinks about and values other people, if their interests, if their needs, if their beliefs, if their choices are different, then I'm going to make a lot of mistakes if I interact with you and others from this level. It's still a lot better than not caring about anyone at all and just living your life for your own sake. But in level 1 of the golden rule, when I expect you to be just like me and like just what I like and want and choose what I do, then both of us are going to feel kind of confused and maybe let down or disappointed. Now let's talk a little bit about the second level. Here we have a little bit higher level in our do unto other house. In this level, I'm aware that your life, your beliefs, your perspective might be different than mine. And I'm okay with that. In fact, I like you enough to let you be different than me. If your birthday's coming up, if I like toy cars, but I know you really don't, but maybe you like chocolate cake or flowers, or maybe you like to hear a song. If I know that you like something, it doesn't matter if I like it or not. What you like will be more important to me than giving you something that I like. Let me label each of these levels. So we have level 1, we have level 2, and this top one we haven't talked about, level 3. Where level 1, I do unto you what I like, because I expect you would like that same thing. You would believe what I believe, have the same perspective, same wants and needs, same desires that I have. And on 2 realizes, no, you're a different person than I am, special and wonderful. I will allow for our differences, and I will give you not what I particularly like, but what I know you like. Well, you can see these are different levels. On the 3rd level, in this level, I do for you not what I might like or not what even you might like, but I interact with you, I serve you, I give you, I talk to you, or not, as is best for you long term. We will talk a lot more about all 3 levels in future lessons. But just remember, this is a very difficult level to live and can only be mastered by those who choose to live in joy and peace always. So there's always light pouring out of the eyes, light and joy and peace and kindness and happiness in one's heart. And that allows me to choose not to do what's comfortable for me or what's even desirable or comfortable to you, but how can I help you now that will most help you to find your joy, your peace, who you truly were created to be for the long term. How can I help you now that will bless you for all eternity? Sometimes living at level 3, we are required to do things that we don't even like to do, but we do because we love each other. We love the person that we're interacting with enough that we will do the best for them long term and in ways that will help everyone throughout the world long term. So here we have the 3 levels of do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And the short way of calling that is the golden rule. And again, the more joy, the more happiness, the more peace I feel, the better I am going to live the golden rule. Do you remember last lesson we talked about the hokey pokey? And we talked about how Jesus taught the hokey pokey to those who came to listen and learn from him. They probably didn't call it the hokey pokey, but he taught that as we interact with others, we're going to make mistakes. It's all a part of learning how to always live in joy and peace, no more pain, and always treat each other well. In the process, we're going to make mistakes. We'll put our right hand in. Oh, that didn't work. Put our left hand in. Oh, that wasn't much better. And we keep trying and trying and trying until finally, somehow, we put our whole self in, and that's what it's all about. When we invest completely in living for the good of everyone, long term, that is what it's all about. Today we are going to learn a new song called the Rainbow Song. And I've taken it and made a few changes that I think make this song fit better. If you know it or know parts of it, sing it with me.
Red and orange and yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too. Listen with your eyes, listen with your eyes, sing everything you see. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing along with me. Red and orange and yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. I can sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow, sing a rainbow too.
Nice. Now look closely at this rainbow. We have red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. 7 different colors. Those 7 different colors represent the people of the earth. Some of us are like red or like green or violet. We are different hues of light, which bring forth different colors to express different ways of feeling, different ways of seeing and interacting with life. But when we all join together, every one of us are beautiful and needed. Here we have red, and if I had more room for you, I would put these all together and you could see that they spell the word rainbow. I will do that for you now. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. 7 different colors representing all the people on the earth. But all of us together as one make a beautiful rainbow. if you have your recorder, would you take that out now? I would like to play you our new song, and it uses most of the same notes that we've already learned. I will play it first. You watch. I'm not going to start Ode to Joy on C like I did with our song I Am Happy. Instead, I'm going to take off my lowest two fingers and we're going to start with what we call the note E. So listen. Do you sing it with me, or actually sing it with Crystal, or play the recorder if you have one. Ready, and.
My heart sings with joy this morning. I'm alive and choosing peace. I forgive me, I forgive you. Joy is found in this release.
Nice. And feel free to practice as many times, both singing or if you have a recorder, playing. And we'll do this again. As you go through this week, would you think about the golden rule? Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. And would you try in every situation to choose what is best for everyone long term? What can I say? What can I do? What can I give? How can I think? How can I feel in ways that bless all of us forever? I love you. I know you can learn how to live the golden rule. And I know that as you live it to the very best of your ability every moment, without judging yourself or others, but just from a heart of joy and peace, I know that you will learn how to live it the best you possibly can, and you will bless all of us as you do. Have a wonder-filled week. Know that I love you. Goodbye. Goodbye for now, but I know somehow we're never far apart. Goodbye for now, but I know somehow you're always in my heart. I carry you in my heart. I hold you in my heart.